This video is going to equip you with some of the most important info you need to get a good start in 7 Days to Die. Enough yap, let's jump in. So, you need resources, huh? No? Well, I'm telling you how to get them anyway. Specifically, the mineable resources. When you walk around in 7 Days to Die, you'll find 8 mineable resources in the world. 9 if you count wood. The others are stone, iron, lead, oil, nitrate, coal, clay, and sand. Sand comes from sand that you'll find in the desert or alongside roads. Clay comes from the grass or the dirt that you see throughout the world, and stone comes from these rocks or these bigger rocks or the underground stone that you can mine, which are actually much more efficient than the small rocks, by the way. Iron is found in these nodes and it can be seen on your map as a rust-colored dot. Lead is found in these nodes and can be found on the map as a blue dot. Oil is found in the desert biome exclusively and can be seen on your map as a purple dot. Nitrate is white on the map and it looks like this, and coal is black on the map and it looks like this. Additionally, as of 2.0, iron is most common in the forest, nitrate is most common in the burnt forest, coal is most common in the snow, and lead is most common in the wasteland. By the way, when it comes to iron, another good source of iron is going to be wrenching it from cars. You'll get huge piles of scrap iron as a byproduct of doing that, but we'll talk about scrapping more later. Another thing you should probably be aware of is all the harvestable plants around you. In farms around the world, you can commonly find potatoes and corn, with some POIs also having things like blueberries, coffee, or even hops and pumpkins in a couple of farms. The general forest biome is home to huge amounts of goldenrod and chrysanthemum, which are used to make goldenrod tea and red tea, respectively. Goldenrod tea will cure your dysentery if you somehow get it, and red tea will make you use less food and water to restore stamina. Later on, you can use both to make mineral water, which does both effects as well. Cotton is also found in the forest and can be used to make cloth for loads of different recipes. In the burnt forest, you'll find mushrooms growing all over the floor, which are used in biome consumables and several food items. In the desert, you'll find aloe, which can be used to make aloe cream for first aid bandages, a very good healing item, as well as yucca, which can be used to make efficient drinks like yucca juice or yucca juice smoothies. In the snow, you'll find blueberries pretty much everywhere, which are used in a few foods and drinks. And in the wasteland, you'll find glowing mushrooms, which are only really used in the Fallout Flush wasteland consumable, but they can also be eaten to do this to yourself, I guess, if you want to, for some reason. Let's talk about forges. Forges are unlocked at 4 Forge Ahead magazines and require a log, cobblestone, leather, duct tape, and iron pipes to get. Wood and cobblestone you should already know, given that you know what a tree is and I showed you how to get stone and clay. Leather can be found from booths or couches, or from hunting animals, or probably best, I would say, from scrapping leather chairs you find throughout various POIs, which is where I get most of mine. Duct tape is crafted from glue and cloth, which are very commonly looted in trash, and short iron pipes are also quite commonly looted and salvaged with wrenches, but if you're having a hard time getting them at the very start of the game, you can use a stone axe on toilets, sinks, and these pipe pile things to get some. To get your 4 Forge Ahead magazines, you're best putting some points in lockpicking or advanced engineering to boost your chances, and then search tool-related containers as well as any book containers, which are always good. But a real good option is always checking the trader compounds for them. Cement mixers and forges have a 75% chance of dropping Forge Ahead magazines, so you can always search trader compounds. And indeed, if you find a wild cement mixer, you can search them too. That tends to be how I get my first few books to unlock my forge, is just cement mixers I find in the world. So once you've done that, you can make your forge and place it. You want to put your fuel in here, stuff you want to smelt into here, and then activate the forge. This will slowly put resources into the forge, which you can then use to craft items out of the forge. Let's talk about forge tools. These are the 3 images you can see on the top right of your forge interface. The first is advanced bellows. These are unlocked first. They're easily crafted with these materials and can be used to increase the speed your forge smelts at. The next is the anvil. Despite being unlocked later than the bellows, you can usually loot or buy them much sooner. If you do want to craft one though, it takes a significant iron investment and they're actually made at the forge. These will increase the speed you craft items at the forge, so the two combined can increase your forge's efficiency significantly. Crucible is a mid to late game item that unlocks steel craftables at the forge. To unlock it, you'll need to have maxed out workstations, which will require 75 Forge Ahead magazines, and then you'll need all of these materials. Another good choice is to just buy one at the trader when they appear, but it's not always reliable. But you know what is reliable? Hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you see my videos if they're helping you out. Okay, that's actually not reliable in 2025, is it? Well, maybe just drop a like if you're finding it helpful instead. So, you have your forge. What about a workbench? Well, for the workbench, you're probably going to need to get yourself a wrench, which we'll go over a little bit later, but you don't necessarily need one. To craft a workbench, you're going to need level 10 workstations crafting, and then 25 forged iron, 20 mechanical parts, 5 duct tape, 100 nails, and 100 wood. Forged iron is made at the forge along with nails, requiring both clay and scrap iron. The mechanical parts could be a problem without the wrench, but you can loot mechanical parts from various tool-related containers or buy them from the trader. Another possibility is looting an engine. If you loot an engine, you can actually scrap it for 30 mechanical parts, and these are most commonly found when looting cars. The workbench has no extra tools, unlike the forge or the campfire. And remember, even though you need a workbench to craft certain things, you can also just use the workbench as a second crafting queue to make whatever you need faster, like cobblestone or spikes. Let's kick it up a notch to the cement mixer. The cement mixer is used to craft concrete, which is the third and second last tier of building material. To get one, you'll need 30 workstations crafting and 1 engine, 25 forged iron, 10 mechanical parts, and 4 springs. Engines can be looted from cars, but are most easily salvaged from cars using a wrench. Springs are also mostly found by wrenching cars or beds. If you are trying to get one of these without a wrench, getting the springs is going to be very difficult, but you can sometimes loot them from tool-related loot and in trash, or again, buy them from the trader if you're lucky. Once you've made your cement mixer, you'll need cement and crushed sand as well as stone to make concrete. To make cement, you just need to smelt stone into your forge and craft it. For crushed sand, you can either dig up sand or more easily just tell your cement mixer to convert stone into sand. So the next big workstation you'll need is the chemistry station. The chemistry station requires 50 workstations crafting, as well as 5 acid, 3 cooking pots, 100 forged iron, 30 short iron pipe, and a beaker. This is one of the hardest things in the game to craft, honestly. Cooking pots can be crafted in your forge, or found in various kitchens, or even bought from the traders quite easily. Acid is a pain. The easiest way to get acid is to get the skill book Wasteland Treasures Volume 3. This gives you a 15% chance to get acid from wrenching vehicles, 8% chance from breaking medical equipment, or a 25% chance to get it from acid barrels, or a 50% chance to get it from these quad acid barrels. That's with wrenching specifically, I should add. If you can't find this book at all, you can occasionally buy acid again, or you can loot it from these chemical loot stations, or you can rarely find it in sinks and vehicles. It's a real pain to get without Wasteland Treasures Volume 3, but honestly, the beaker is a bigger pain in the ass at times. You'll find it sometimes in end loot containers at tier 3 or higher. The other good option is poppin' pills crates, which are most commonly found in medical or science-related POIs. A good early option for a chance at some acid and beakers is the Cook's Residence, which is a tier 1 POI which has several chemical loots and a couple of poppin' pills crates. Later on, this tier 3 pharmacy is absolutely filled with poppin' pills crates throughout, which are your best bet for getting a beaker. This is a little bit random, but another thing you should know how to get early on is the bicycle. It's the starter vehicle in 7 Days to Die, and it helps you get around a lot quicker than on foot, and gives you 9 extra inventory slots. The easiest way to get one without actually doing anything specific is to just do tier 1 quests. Once you've done 10 of those, you'll actually just get a bicycle for free as a quest reward. Alternatively, if you're more dead set on getting one another way, you can loot the bike parts from pass and gas containers rarely, or you can get 4 Vehicle Adventures magazines, often found in pass and gas containers in cars, and then craft the chassis and handlebars. These don't require anything special aside from a workbench, but you probably will need a wrench to gather everything up. So many things need wrenches, don't they? You'll also need wheels, which are commonly looted from cars and pass and gas containers again, or crafted using 1 acid, 24 scrap polymer, 2 oil, 3 forged iron, and 15 coal. Scrap polymer can be gotten by salvaging stuff or by using your stone axe on plastic barrels and trash. And oil is most commonly found wrenching cars or by looting trash and car loot. That is a lot of faff just for the worst vehicle in the game though. I just rush through tier 1 quests and take the bike that way. Before we get into the final tip, I have one tiny tip for you. If you see the open book icon on a book, that means you have read it before, or have finished the associated skill. And if it's closed, you haven't read it, or you haven't finished the skill. That'll save you worrying about what books to sell and what books to read. Same applies to schematics. So that leaves one thing to cover in this video, the wrench. The wrench is a salvaging tool in 7 Days to Die, but there's actually 3 of them in total, which new players often seem to get confused about. The wrench is the worst salvaging tool in the game, which is replaced later by the ratchet, which is then later replaced by the impact driver. These 3 tools do exactly the same thing, just the ratchet is better than the wrench and the impact driver is better than the ratchet. To get a wrench early on can often be troublesome. You can occasionally loot or buy them from traders, but these are once again unreliable at times. To craft one, you'll need 1 Scrapping for Fun magazine to unlock it. Scrapping for Funs are often found in pass and gas containers, which are most commonly found in gas station POIs, which are very frequent throughout the world. The wrench itself will need 12 forged iron and 4 mechanical parts, as well as 2 duct tape to craft. So a forge is likely needed, but not 100% necessary to craft a wrench. The 4 mechanical parts without a wrench can be troublesome, as I said earlier, but you can scrap an engine if you get one, or loot toolboxes, workbenches, working stiff tools crates, or indeed buy them. That's all I have time for in this video. If you want even more tips after this, check out this video popping up on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.